look, we get it. The world kind of sucks right now. You can't go outside, can't hang out with your friends, can't go get a beer, can't go watch any sports, can't really do much of anything. But, you know what you can do? Is buy a new house. That's right, folks. Treo Realtors is still open. We're not just shelling out podcasts. We're wheeling and dealing real estate right now still. And if you're looking to get a new house, or if you're still looking to just look at a new house, maybe you want to give it a few months, see how things roll out, get your stimulus package, all that fun stuff, we can help you out. Treo, through many of their agents, including our host Alysa and Brett, are doing virtual tours via FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, all that fun stuff. So they can run you through some homes digitally. And they are also doing touchless tours where all the doors are open, all the lights turned on. The agent will stay outside. You just need to walk in, look at stuff. You don't need to touch anything. Just get a nice vibe of the place and tour a new home. So if you're looking to get a new house, everything's on pause, but Treo can still help you out, and we will not give you the coronavirus. So if you're looking for a new house or looking to look at a new house, Treo is still here for you in the pandemic. So check us out at TreoRealtors.com and continue to watch and listen to this podcast for even more information. With that, we will move on to the rest of the show. Thanks, guys.
For the week of March 30th, 2020, welcome to This Week in Cincinnati, the podcast dedicated to bringing you the news of the Queen City without the filter. It used to be depressing parts, but we can't get away from the depressing parts right now. So this week, we are talking about free dog training, wine with DeWine, the stimulus package, which would be a good porn star name or wrestler name.
Yes.
Something. And much, much more.
Welcome to glorious Cincinnati. It is sensational for Cincinnati. It's skyline time. And this one belongs to the Reds.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
So, Alysa, how was your week this past?
Yeah, it was. I don't really know. It flew by. Unlike previous weeks where I'd still been kind of running out and grabbing a lot of curbside pickup and things like that, takeaway, I didn't really leave my house, which is, kind of what you're supposed to do. We did go for a little bit of a walk at one point when we could get out and not be hoarded by people. I did some pretty good grocery shopping before the stay-at-home order went into place, but I did have to run to Kroger for a few things.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was infected with Ebola just being there for 10 minutes. There were so many people and I was nope, not worth it. Not leaving the house again. So we pretty much just stayed in. We did do curbside pickup from Soto on Sunday. They are they've got their process down. They opened the phone lines up at 1:00 and there were 6 callers ahead of me. I called exactly at 1:00. Their phone lines are busy till 2:30. They give you your delivery slot. And this is one of the ones where they take your card over the phone, you pull up, they pop it in your trunk and you're good to go, zero contact.
So is Soto's downtown, right?
Yes, on 6th.
And what would it cost for, per person to get food from there? Are we talking $20-$30?
Depends on if you're getting appetizers and donuts and for everybody, but yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I totally recognize the push that you need to support your restaurants so they don't go under, or else we might come out of this and have nothing but just chains, somehow weather the storm. But I don't know that many. I live way up north, for those that don't know, near Kings Island, and I'm probably going to get ridiculed for this, but I don't know of a lot of locally owned restaurants.
Yeah.
It's pretty much chains up there. So I'm just sort of supporting the chains, or else, I got to drive a while.
Right. Yeah. See, we're 10 minutes out of downtown, so that's not a problem for us. But I don't know a ton of
Yeah.
local West Side restaurants that I go to. I mean, I go to like burger joints and wing places like Wild Mike's and Wishbone and Chandler's. But as far as like good sit down restaurants, I don't really know. I mean, there's Incline Public House, obviously. I've never been to Prima Vista, the Italian place.
I have a gift card from there I've had for probably 3 years that I
Yeah.
haven't gone.
Yeah.
But no, I've gone a few times. It's really good. But I mean, I would say the view is better. I don't know, my personal opinion. The view is better than the food.
Yeah.
So if you're just eating the food without the view, it may not taste as good. But
yeah, we do need to try it out. Sandro used to manage an Italian restaurant in Manhattan, and so he's super picky about Italian food. So
what hasn't Sandro done?
He is a man of all trades, for sure. Renaissance man.
Yeah.
So what about you? How was your week?
Well, I didn't go to Lowe's as much. Maybe once or twice, which is good. We closed on our house.
It's awesome.
I did accidentally take our washer and dryer because I wasn't paying attention to the contract and I had to bring it back.
Oh, no.
So that was awkward. So that was how I spent the day before closing. And then I got a new washer. So that was one of my trips to Lowe's. And then, but really just, getting the house organized. We can park our cars in the garage. We have a driveway now. So I'm starting to feel a little bit of let's return back to normal because I've just been burdened with projects.
Yeah.
But now, let's see, we click listed with Kroger because for some reason my wife just hasn't wanted to do that. I don't know why. I
don't like to click list either. I like to go to the grocery store. Like it's genuinely one of my favorite things.
But I mean, it's not a big deal. She's like,
but right now I will click list for sure. Going forward, I'll either go to Findlay Market or click list. I'm not going back in there.
Well, so I had to go back in. We got our click list and they're like, here's your one substitution. We don't have these 4 things. And the 4 things they didn't have, like they didn't have peanut butter or eggs or cherry Coke Zero or yeast. Okay.
Yeah. No, everybody's out of yeast. Everybody's decided they're going to make bread.
Yeah. I don't know. They have plenty of bread, but no yeast. So I went inside and they have a ton of peanut butter, but I don't think they had like the weird organic my wife picked. So they just said, we don't have it. Instead of substituting it for a regular Jif, whatever. So I went in there.
But organic peanut butters, if that's on like the dirty dozen list, like peanuts get really bad pesticides. So if you guys normally eat organic peanut butter, that's what you should do. But
we're eating family sized Jif this week and the kids are thrilled.
Yeah.
And then I went to the egg section and I don't know how, like my parents said they were in South Carolina, they're all out of eggs, but there's so many eggs of every shape, size, and color.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they said we didn't have eggs, but
yeah, that's pretty.
They did not have cherry Coke Zero, and that was the biggest bummer to come from it.
Oh no!
And I have to get lunch meat, so I got to go back because I'm like, let's just eat packaged lunch meat, a little bit of salt.
Yeah, again, if you're just doing it, for a little while. It's not like it's your everyday lifelong habit. It's totally fine. I had Spam last night.
Ew.
Yeah. First time since I was a kid.
Why?
Because we had some, actually it wasn't even Spam. I don't even know what the brand is called. It's from Ecuador.
A generic Spam?
No, it's from Ecuador. Sandra's family brought it back from us when they,
have you had it for like 5? Have you had it for like 5 years? I feel like it's one of those things that you find like, oh, we had this from 87.
No, I think it was from last summer, but it's not from 5 years. But yeah, so we ate it. My joints are so swollen. It's so salty. Oh my God.
How did you cook it?
I fried it up in the pan. We also don't eat like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you fry them.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a burger.
I mean, it tastes like a hot dog.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was
never had it.
This particular one, it was made out of chicken and pork. So I don't know if that's what regular Spam is made out of, but yeah, it was fine. But I had one slice, then I was good to go. But we also had boxed macaroni and cheese, which I don't think I've made since I was 12, and so that was fun too.
How have you not made boxed macaroni and cheese with 2 kids? I mean, that's
my kids don't like it.
That's like an every 48-hour staple.
No, my kids hate it. They don't. They like real macaroni and cheese, okay, but they hate
I think this stems back to the Italian restaurant thing.
I think it might. My kids are a little bougie with their food taste.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. They need to realize they moved back to the west side of Cincinnati. They're not New York.
One of them will eat. Luca will eat it. Like if we're at someone's house, because our closest family, like their kids, I think her husband too, like they'll eat an entire box themselves. So we get served it, and Luca will eat it, but Gavin's like, nah, not doing it.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's what it is. But I trolled them and got the frozen one, like the frozen 2, Elsa and Anna's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure they never want to ask for it again, I guess.
Right. Yeah. But you closed on a couple of other houses last week too, right?
Yeah. People are still, all the closings are still happening.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of sellers putting their house on the market, even though I have 2 coming on this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think, but yeah, we're getting creative with showings. And we're still getting buyers through as best we can.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a lot of these, FaceTime tours followed by a touch-free experience tour. I talked to somebody yesterday about that, and they're like, "Oh, that sounds great." So it's kind of one of those. Here, the door's unlocked. Every door is open. Every light is on. I'm going to hang out here in the driveway. Have at it. So it's sort of like, what was the show where they would send the couple in and they come out have to guess the price.
I don't know, but that sounds fun.
HGTV show.
Yeah, I don't know. And
they're like, okay, well, hey, I'm gonna let you go on through, and then they film the couple like walking through the house.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little bit like that, except they're gonna know the price.
Well, I wonder if this is going to be one of those things because, like after big events, things change and you don't really necessarily notice them changing at the time. And then they just become like normal. Like people don't spit in the street anymore after the flu pandemic. This might be something that real estate agents start doing is like, take you on a virtual tour of the 5 houses that, you kind of like, and then you narrow one down and then you go meet them in person, 1 or 2 down.
Sure.
That's how things change.
Which would be great. The problem is sellers haven't time. Well, I mean, we could spend all day talking about how to change the real estate industry, but that is for a different podcast.
Yeah, that's fair.
We gotta move on to the exciting and fun news of the Queen City.
Yeah, let's do it. So we have 3 COVID-19 updates this week. Governor DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Husted released a statement early Sunday expressing frustration after they say the FDA decided to limit the use of new technology that can sterilize desperately needed surgical masks. In the statement, the governor announced the FDA was only letting Columbus-based company Battelle sterilize 10,000 surgical masks a day when they have the capacity to sterilize up to 160,000. The FDA promised to ease up their regulation, but nothing concrete had happened as of Sunday afternoon. But now, actually, DeWine got on the horn to Trump, and Trump, tweeted to the FDA. I'm assuming there was probably a phone call too, but tweeted to the FDA to get their shit together. And over about a 24-hour period of back and forth between the company and DeWine and the FDA, they did get everything settled. Trump said yesterday in his press conference 140,000 masks, so I'm not sure if that was just a misquoted number or if they did actually get it to the 160,000. It's the N95 masks. So they're going to be able to sterilize them. And apparently, it depends on where your hospital is to Columbus, but they can get this done in a day. So you can send the masks in, they sterilize them, they get them back out same day. They're going to be sending one of the machines, I think, to New York specifically, but then they'll have their 2 other machines in Columbus and they'll be doing it from there, but they won't just be doing masks for Ohio. So this is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, which I think is a great idea. Now, I don't see why, they didn't really explain why they put a 10,000 mask limit.
Correct.
But I think the FDA is just trying to remain relevant when everyone is like, get this crap done. We need this now.
Yeah.
Just, work with us here, guys. I was looking for some sort of, reasoning, whether it's we haven't been able to fully test this. So that's why we want to limit it to 10,000. But
yeah,
I mean, there's already issues with nothing, these people reusing these masks over and over. So the worst thing it does is maybe clean it partially or maybe not to the full extent that they are marketing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you got to balance in times of crisis, the rubber stamp and putting people in danger and then just not acting and putting people in danger.
Yeah. So, I mean, great job, DeWine.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Trump, I guess. Good job, whoever the guy was that came up with, dude, let's just reuse the masks and clean them.
Right.
That never came into my head. It was just like, well, we're short masks. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not in the medical device
There you go.
field. Yeah. Well, anyway, so good job. DeWine is definitely leading the charge on how to protect your state, which is
for sure.
great. I was reading Wikipedia on coronavirus, and it talked about in Ohio this happened, and then everything else happened. And in Ohio this happened, and everything else happened. So, yeah, good for us. Duke Energy Center is is repurposing for COVID-19 as well. And just an update, they did fix the C in the Cincinnati Duke Energy sign.
Oh yeah, the street has been closed for a week or two. I figured that's what they were doing.
Yeah. I think once we brought it up here on the podcast, they realized that there's a lot of issues that need addressed.
They did.
In front of the COVID stuff, and that was one of them. So
yeah, I wonder if it was just luck that the streets happened to be empty when they decided to close down the street, or if they were like, "Ooh, quick, no one's downtown. Let's get this shit."
It's like, well, now what do we do, guys? They're like, I don't know. We can fix that sign that hasn't been working. They're like, all right, let's do that. So, anyways, with an expected surge of cases expected in Ohio, Wow.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Cincinnati leaders are doing their best to open up space for sick patients. As a result, the Duke Energy Center is repurposing to hold additional hospital beds for sick patients that are not displaying coronavirus symptoms but need to see a doctor. Xavier University may also be opening up their facilities for more medical personnel as well. So I guess when all your concerts or all your events are canceled, you got to find something for it. So that's great.
Yeah,
Good
the
job.
Army Corps of Engineers, or is it Navy Corps of Engineers?
Probably Navy. Are you talking about the
Corps of Engineers repurposed the Javits Center, which is the big convention center in New York, for the same thing? Because when you got these big open structures, you can't really put highly contagious patients in there. So they're opening up things like the Duke Energy Center to non-COVID patients that aren't like highly contagious. And then they're using things like dorms, which I'm assuming maybe that's what they're doing at Xavier. They're going around and setting up hospital rooms in dorms where they can do overflow COVID patients.
So it sounds like hospitals are going strictly COVID, and all these other places you're treating your everything else.
Yeah.
Or, I think there's a lot of the online, see a doctor, basically a Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Well, then that's why they're trying to flatten the curve, because if we're tracking deaths that are happening directly because of COVID, but, if the hospitals are completely overrun with COVID patients, then they're not going to have time to see someone who's having a stroke or a heart attack or, a diabetes thing. So it's a problem.
My brother-in-law had a baby last week, and it was a in and out 24-hour experience.
Yep.
No visitors. If he walked out the hall to get ice and came back, they shot his forehead to make sure he wasn't displaying symptoms.
Yep.
So, and he said there was just nobody in the hallways. So it was like on lockdown.
Yeah. I know 3 people that have had babies in the last week. It's crazy. Yeah. Such a high stress situation. I can't imagine having to think about going into a hospital right now to do that, but they've all been like just troopers. They're fantastic. And home real fast. So that's nice.
There you go. Well, it's a great time to have a baby or get a puppy.
Well, yeah, you've got plenty of time. You don't have to worry about, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Nope, you should be doing exactly what you're doing.
There you go.
That's good for sure. Despite gatherings and congregations being canceled countrywide, a funeral for Officer Kaya Grant was still able to be held on Sunday, with more than 100 people lining the streets outside of the funeral while still keeping distance to honor the fallen officer. I do have some friends that did go along the route. I think she was buried in Spring Grove Cemetery. So she was a Springdale police officer. So I'm glad they were able to, kind of do something like that. That was kind of the first thing I thought after I heard that an officer had passed away. I was like, no funerals.
Well, yes. I for some reason, maybe I just don't watch the news, but I hadn't heard about this. So I looked up, I looked into it, and I was like, oh, is this a shooting? And it was actually she got slammed by another car during a high-speed chase. But the interesting thing, it said this was the first female officer to be killed in the tri-state area over like the past 100 years, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah.
That
I
there wasn't
didn't know
something
that.
beyond that. So, yep.
Hmm.
So, yeah, definitely our condolences to her family. And I think it's great those people supported.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
So, in business, we have 3 stories for you. With lots of local restaurants closing their doors or struggling to stay open, WCPO is doing their part to keep them afloat. They've started We're Open Cincinnati, which is a site that includes a map of all local places. Well, isn't this appropriate for what I was saying?
Right?
I don't know if they extend up to the Kings Island area, but it's a site that includes a map of all the local places offering takeout, as well as stories about many of the local gyms. Users can add restaurants to the map and suggest stories to WCPO's dedicated team of reporters. Check out and make sure to order local when you can.
That's cool.
So, I went to Tzatziki's, which is a Mediterranean kind of chain.
Yeah.
And that was nice. So, you walk in to get your food. The guy just says, hey, we sanitize the touchscreen after every person. There's a thing of hand sanitizer right next to it.
Nice.
It was a nice little experience. I was the only one in there. Maybe you're getting food at like 9.
Right.
And then, and that was good. When I went into Papa John's, again, supporting the local pizzerias.
Well, I mean, if it's a franchise play, I think Papa John's, are they franchise or are they corporate?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we're
you really
supporting
are.
the franchise. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I feel better now.
There you go.
Well, anyway, so they had like, sanitized pins and dirty pins. So when you would sign your ticket, you would take a sanitized pin, blah, 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 and then put it back. At our closing this past Friday, the title guy took the pins, sprayed them, cleaned them all off, and then picked one up and handed it to me with his hand. I'm like, you just ruined the whole sanitation process.
Right. Shouldn't you have picked it up off the table yourself?
Let me pick it up. But I didn't say anything. I was like, yeah, just where can I sign?
Whoops.
Anyways, so I'll have to check out that site as well, as should everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Awesome.
Support franchises and the local workers.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. So with an increase in demand for their pickup service, Kroger opened up their first pickup only location last week, the Mount Carmel Kroger on Icolts Road. I'm clearly a West Sider. Is no longer open to in-store shopping and is fully focused on fulfilling pickup orders. The pharmacy will also stay open via drive-through. Kroger has also done their best to recruit and bolster their staff at the store to meet the demand. Yeah, Kroger's definitely still hiring. I love this idea.
Oh yeah. Well, there should be more mini stores that just focus on that. I mean, and plus, I'm sure the prices can come down when you're basically storing everything in an Amazon-style warehouse instead of putting everything on display. You don't have to worry about like trying to maneuver around all the people or get through all the click list people. I get that people want to see and touch stuff, but
right, especially produce and whatever. But
yeah, I'm kind of over it. I really don't care that much.
I mean, this would be perfect for it because from what I've heard, ClickList is not doing paper products. So you still have to go in the store to see if you can find toilet paper and all that stuff, which you still can't. This would fix that problem.
Maybe that's why they're not doing eggs either. Because like any place there's a sign that says 1 per, they just they just aren't putting it in the cart.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, last week, the Cincinnati Zoo had to lay off 174 people, all part-time and seasonal staff. With the zoo closed to visitors, they are struggling to close the economic gap. The zoo is asking for members to renew their memberships and encouraging others to purchase them for their family members. People can also directly donate to the zoo's emergency operating fund online. People can also adopt a zoo animal, where they can receive special photos and experiences based on the animal and amount donated. Head to the cincinnatizoo.org for more information. So I think they should let you take an animal home for a little while. I'd pay big money. They put a little penguin in my house.
Oh,
what do you want? $1,000?
Right. There's one of my favorite memes going around Facebook is like, one family took home the class pet for the weekend. Oh, they're mad.
Yeah. They're like, little Frankie the turtle's yours, I guess.
Well, and then in just a little update to that story, yesterday, Samantha, who was the oldest animal at the zoo, I believe, at the Cincinnati Zoo.
Don't tell me what kind of animal it is. I'm gonna guess.
Okay. Well, she was 50.
Okay. Tortoise.
No.
There's not a tortoise there over 50? They live to be like 100.
Maybe they don't have a tortoise.
Oh, there's tortoises.
Oh, oldest mammal. I'm sorry. Oldest mammal.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say, what's the name again? Samantha?
Samantha.
Not a giraffe.
Mm-mm.
Not a bear. Not a elephant. Samantha, I'm gonna say is a 50. Holy moly!
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say a monkey.
She was a gorilla. Close.
Yes.
Yeah, and apparently she had exceeded her life expectancy by 10 years. So, but yeah, she passed away yesterday. So that's kind of sad for the zoo people.
I wonder if they really just got sold like a, they said that the animal was older than it was, and it was younger. See, I'm watching this, Tiger King. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on with big cats.
Yeah. I'm guessing the vets kind of know.
Which sucks. Tiger King came out. There are tigers literally within 25 minutes. Everyone would be seeing these tigers and probably feeling bad for them and probably wanting them released.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. The zoo could have gotten a ton of visitors.
Yeah.
To see tigers.
Oh, yeah.
They're really hot right now.
They are indeed.
Anyways, but that sucks. That's bad news for the zoo. Because you think about it, you can't just close the zoo down. You got to feed them. But I see all these photos of like animals being taken to other animals' enclosures so they can see each other. And I saw this one picture of an elephant that was down in like one of those caves where you can see the water, like a big piece of glass. And there's a sea lion, right?
Yeah.
And someone made a comment of, do you think that lion thinks that sea lion is just flying around like a bird? Because they can't tell it's water. They're probably just like, oh my gosh, look at that giant flying thing.
That's fun. That'd be a great game. Next time I go to the zoo, that's what I'm doing.
Taking an elephant around?
No, I'm gonna play like the suppose. Like, what does the animal think?
Oh.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay. Well, that sounds nice.
I like it. So in politics, good news. We only have one story this week.
Billions and billions.
Late last week, Congress finally passed a federal stimulus package in the midst of the financial crisis due to COVID-19. Individuals earning less than $75,000 a year will receive a $1,200 check. Married couples earning up to $150,000 jointly could receive a $2,400 check, and families that claim children will get $500 per child. The money will come from the IRS using tax filings from 2018 and 2019. Those on Social Security will get a check. Those who are signed up for direct deposit for their tax returns could see it in about 3 weeks. For paper checks, it could take a few months. Around $100 billion will go to hospitals and $500 billion for struggling businesses. So that's exciting.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely, like any package in any bill, there are good things and there are bad things.
Yeah. We're going to be saddled with a ton of debt. I don't know. I feel like,
already are.
Well, it's true. I don't know. I think it's, I don't know.
So, and what this is, how they wrote this is actually it's a tax credit. It's an advance on a tax credit that they're going to be giving families for their 2020 tax year. So if you do end up making more than $75,000 per person, you could have to pay back what they've advanced you. I mean, I'm
kind of staying away from a lot of the I feel like a lot of the incentives right now, there's always catches. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, there's never no such thing as a free lunch.
There used to be free lunches.
It's a phrase, Brett. It's a turn of phrase.
Well, anyways, moving on. Sports real quick. Tyler Eifert, big old tight end for the Bengals.
Yep.
Went to Jacksonville.
Yeah, he did.
Mixed feelings on it. He did play all last season. He's been injured so much, though. Chances are he can't go 2 full seasons in a row. We lost him. Super nice guy. Has a mullet. We got plenty of tight ends. Zach Taylor's offense doesn't really utilize tight ends all that well. Mute point. At least it's something to talk about in sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that sucks.
Yeah. Well, but we've gotten some people too, so it's balanced.
I just hope there's a season.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems insane that it's going to be April 1st tomorrow, and we're already thinking about that there could not be an NFL season. That's wild. Crazy. In Reds news, the Reds catcher Tucker Barnhart, along with his wife Sierra, bought drive-through dinner on opening day for more than 40 families at the Frisch's Big Boy in Queensgate, more than 1,000 total. The Barnharts also bought Eli's barbecue gift cards for the families getting takeout. Cincinnati area has become a second home to my family and me over the last 6 years, and we are very happy and thankful to be able to give back to such an amazing city, Barnhart said on Twitter. That was fantastic.
So have you been to Eli's barbecue before?
Yes.
It's awesome.
It is. Well, we had them for our holiday party, right?
Well, I'm kind of shocked that they are as popular. I mean, I'm not surprised that they're as popular, but they have such name recognition. You wouldn't think that you're walking into like a little hole in the wall.
Right. Well,
but that's kind of the setup. And it's got some charm and some character, and the people in there are interesting to look at. So it's like, man, that's got a heck of a reputation.
Yeah. Some of my favorite restaurants, like if you were just walking by and didn't know, you would never go in. Like Chinese food, like in New York, the dirtier the place, the better the food. And I don't go into a Chinese restaurant.
I always think
that has white people in it.
Well, I'm always anticipating. Oh, you're saying if there's white people, you don't go into the restaurant?
Yeah, because there's a very big difference between real Chinese food and like Chinese takeout, like American style.
You think
what Americans like?
Are you saying Taco Bell is not Mexican food?
I am.
Okay. Well, we'll have to agree to disagree then, I guess. But no, I'm always skeptical of every Chinese restaurant because I swear once a year I hear about a restaurant that has cats, that are being served.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just but I still like it. There's zero nutritional value to anything I've ever eaten at a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they'll have little cats that wave.
They do.
But otherwise, yeah. In entertainment, we have 3 stories for you.
Hasta la vista, baby.
The Taft Art Museum has launched a new virtual programming for everyone to join in on. On Mondays, Urban Sketchers will hold a drawing challenge on their YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram channels. On Wednesdays, join Taft Chat, where you can talk to the Taft Museum's assistant curator and director of, a curator and director. Sorry, you can talk to the curator and the director, to be clear. Or learn about different exhibits. On Fridays, try your hand at Taft Trivia, all about the 200-year-old museum. I would get every single one wrong. I know nothing about the Taft Museum.
Same.
Nothing. I don't know. I'd be the worst person to do trivia about the Taft Museum.
Yes.
And finally, on Sundays, head to the museum's social channels for family-friendly DIY art activities.
That's so awesome. We haven't done anything like that. Like, I should get it together. I'm such a, I'm not a free parent, but I just kind of let my kids do what they want.
Yeah, you're kind of failing.
Yeah, I know. I got to set up a schedule.
Well, so some friends of ours, they would do these Bob Ross events where they get a bunch of canvases and they put on an episode of a Bob Ross special where he would paint some sort of landscape. And Bob Ross can push out a painting in 30 minutes. And it would take these guys like 4 hours because it's like, whoa, go back. Back. Yeah. And then it takes, he can throw those trees down, those mountains down.
Yeah.
When you're not, when you don't have the muscle memory to make a mountain or a tree, you got to go a little slow. So it takes about 4 hours to complete a Bob Ross 30-minute painting. Yeah. But they actually look pretty good. So I think it'd be funnier, like a drawing challenge. I would be terrible. It might be funnier if they don't teach you how to do it. They just say, this is what you're drawing, and you just have to wing it. And then
I was watching Joanna Gaines' stories on Instagram the other day, and she was like, oh, I need some creative time. So she just went outside and set up this table and put all her paints out. And she had, oil paints and watercolors and all this stuff. And then she was just sitting there making these like beautiful floral like paintings. And I was like, this woman literally can do anything.
Yeah.
You
love her.
I love her. There was a little bit of jealousy for that though. For some, like usually like a lot of the stuff that she can do, I'm like, oh, I could do that. The painting. Yeah. There, no way ever.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, I know she does take lessons. Like she has some artist friends that teach her how to do it. So maybe, if I had money and the right friends, but I just don't know that that's anything I could do.
Well, maybe if you take the drawing lessons at the Taft Museum, you can draw flowers.
I think I would probably be a little more suited to the Mo Willems lunchtime doodles.
Yeah.
We
can do that.
Yeah, duck for president or whatever is his thing. Yeah, I could maybe do like a very simple duck. Um, So speaking of animals, with many doggy services having shut down, Harper, a Cincinnati-based dog training tech startup, has come to the rescue. Earlier this year, Harper launched an app that offers all positive dog training, digital dog training. The app has a library of 30 guided training courses, 100 stimulating games, parenting resources, and a live chat. You can try the app out for free for 90 days before needing to subscribe. Harper has also agreed to make the service 100% free for animal shelters, adoption agencies, and temporary fosters. I have to say the one thing
Can you train it? Yeah.
The one thing on Facebook that I've been like the most shocked about hearing people just freaking out about the thing that they can't do because of the quarantine is get their dogs groomed. Like I have a dog.
Yeah.
We don't groom our dog. He's like self-sufficient, but I'm not really like a huge pet person. Like I'm not one of those people that like I always forget to buy my dog something for Christmas. And the only reason I even do is because I have kids and they think it's cute. And like, I don't understand equating pets with people. And so I'm like, really, you can't, you're willing to risk your health to like find a dog groomer that is illegally operating right now. I don't get it.
Well, you probably have a unique type of dog, right? Now, let's say you have a dog that, you don't have a fence or something. He runs, he gets dirty, he comes in, you got to wash all the time. Plus, some dogs just have hair that gets long, gets tangled.
Yeah.
And is bad.
Ours gets tangled, but you just give him a bath and brush his hair and that's fine.
Okay. Well, some people don't have giant bathing facilities. I don't know. I'm trying to defend those people that
I know. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying I don't get it.
Hose them down. Get a hose. It's warmed up. Hose them down.
Right.
Brush it out. There was a time when there were no grooming services and people had to do stuff on their own.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised more people aren't worried about the grays showing or the two-tone. Like soon we're going to have a bunch of people with like blonde hair from here down and this is all black.
Yeah, that's a thing actually. But luckily that's a thing now. So Angie was one of our other agents. She was talking about it on her Instagram that she loves getting like the balayage on her hair because it by design you have roots. I do know that my hairdresser and my salon in particular is like, please don't use box. Apparently a color correction, which I guess they would have to do if you like mess with your color and then you come back in. It's like $300 or something. Yeah. I've never been more happy that I don't color my hair.
Well, getting back to this dog thing, it's 90 days for free, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Don't you think you can train your dog in 3 months?
My dog can do 2 things. Maybe. I don't know. I don't.
Plus it says it's all positive digital dog training. Like, I wonder if there's an app out there that's just negative dog training. It's just like, you just yell at your dog and just like, I don't know.
Maybe. I feel like dogs tend to, my grandmother had the best dog training voice and she just got real deep and like, it was just German? Like, do this. And then, my family's German.
Yeah,
and
that's why. Dogs naturally listen to German people.
Oh, there you go.
I believe.
But so I guess it would be a very special technique to be using positive.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Last quick story is the Tri-State area continues to practice social distancing and more companies work from home. Traffic has decreased considerably. According to the Ohio Department of Transportation, traffic is down nearly 30% in Southwest Ohio. In other larger cities, traffic is down 64% in Seattle and 58% in San Francisco. A small silver lining. So even the cars are practicing social distancing.
Oh, that's good. So what are you going to do this weekend, Brett?
What am I going to do? You know what? I want to do, I'm yet to do like a happy hour with people that digital. So I'm trying to do that with someone.
That'll be fun.
Might just be Jackie, my wife, in the other room.
From one side of the house to the other.
But I am drinking more. Like, so in our new house, we have a bar right next to our living room and it's very easy to just grab a drink, especially because what do you have to get up early for? The kids aren't in school now, probably ever until next year. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to assemble a bed. I need to put together an indoor trampoline. And what do you have going on this weekend?
This weekend, I have a very full calendar of nothing.
Yes.
I'll probably continue the gutting of my home. I just want all my stuff gone. But yeah, and then I've developed a pretty intense Twitter habit. I never go on Twitter, but so I think Zuck during this time of need needs to go back to the old ways of like your news feed was literally just in chronological order of all your friends. Cause I've only got like, the new formula algorithm only shows you like your top 25 or 30 people that you interact with. So, I've read all the Facebook and the Instagram. So this is what I do at night. I'm not a huge TV person, so I haven't run out of things to watch on TV like a lot of people have. I am currently watching Peaky Blinders, which, if you don't mind some violence, is flippin' fantastic.
Yeah. And sometimes it helps to watch that with subtitles, even though it's in English, because sometimes you can't understand what they're saying. It's a very heavy accent.
I think Sandra is having a little trouble understanding what they're saying. There have been a couple of times where I've been like, do you know what's going on? And he's like, no.
So put on the subtitles. It'll make it all better.
There you go. That's a good idea. Yeah. But
well, if you're looking for something to do stream-wise and you have Netflix, you got to watch The Tiger King, which is awesome. It's the #1 most watched title in the U.S. last week. It's a documentary series focusing on Joe Exotic, a mulleted, gun-toting polygamist and country western singer. And actually, I learned that he's not really singing. He is lip-syncing to another like band songs.
Stop it.
But then how did they come up with like I Saw a Tiger was like one of the name of it? Like, I don't know if they wrote him songs or what, but they seem very geared towards his lifestyle, but that's not really his voice. Cause I was like, hey, he's actually really good. But no, he's just lip syncing. Anyways, he's locked in a feud with Carol Baskin. Mm-hmm. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Yeah.
My favorite part. Who wants to shut down Exotic's roadside zoo operation that quickly goes off the rails as drugs, murder, and music videos get involved.
Dear Lord. I haven't been able to, Sandra and I keep seeing it come up because it's obviously the #1. Like, this is literally what everybody in the country is watching right now. I can't do it.
You got to watch it. It's awesome.
Oh, we'll see.
Whatever.
I do like watching a train wreck. I'm just not sure. I don't know. At this point, I've still got better things to do. We'll see. We'll see how long this goes.
Everyone who has watched Tiger King is rolling their eyes because you think you're so above the rest of America right now.
You don't. I don't know that there's anything about this that would click with me. I don't know. I just want to punch this guy in his face.
Maybe one day when you can come down to the level that the rest of us are at, we can, we can learn from you and your wise ways. But you should watch it and don't, get off your high horse, lady. It's a great show. It's like 7 episodes. You're fine. You have nothing else to do.
Oh, it's only 7 episodes? Okay, maybe. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Okay.
Very busy. Very busy. We don't turn the TV on till like at least 6 or 7. We have been very good about doing that. We're really trying to be productive during the day. So
okay.
But now the kids are back. They started their distance learning yesterday on the day that they've now announced schools will be closed until at least May 1st, which we all saw coming. But they started their distance learning yesterday. And I got to say, their teachers are doing a fantastic job, but I am not a fan. They were much better behaved when they didn't have to sit at their desk all day. Now that they have to sit at their desk all day, at night they're like, bah! And I just, it's gonna be a long, it's gonna be a long quarantine. All right. Well, now that we've got an extra long podcast for you guys to listen to this week, since you also have nothing to do, that is it for This Week in Cincinnati. Since you are all stuck indoors, you might as well do us a favor. Share this podcast with your friends on social media. Rate us, review us. Click the little square box with a little arrow that points up and share it via text message or email with your friends. Say, hey, just click on this and listen. And then, that's about it. So stay tuned for the cleanup with our producer, Ryan Taulbee, who, as he corrects all the mistakes and misinformation we tried to feed you as fact as per usual throughout this episode. And for Brett and myself, have an amazing week this week in Cincinnati.
Hello and welcome to the Cleanup with producer Ryan. We got a few things to go over, so let's get right down into it, shall we? Starting with Prima Vista, I agree with Brett. Great view, good times, good atmosphere. The food, extremely overpriced if you ask me. But after all this is over, you should definitely go check it out. As far as the... Oh, here's my cat. Come here, Cooper. As far as the HD TV show goes, I found 2 different shows. I had one called Buy Like a Mega Millionaire, which is where a bunch of poor people go into rich people's houses and try and guess how much they cost. So that's that. There's also a show on the DIY network called Price It Out, where a bunch of people go and guess how much different renovations and flips cost. So I don't know which one of those Brett was talking about, but in case that was really grinding your gears, there you go. And as far as dogs listening to German people, I wanted to challenge Brett on this. I don't believe this is true. And upon using the great power of the internet, I learned that people will use German words to teach their dogs. But it's not necessarily that they work better. It's just because the words that they use are not heard in the English American language lexicon. So you tell your dog to sit, it can hear sit from other people, it can hear words that sound like sit, it all is messed up. But if they hear a loud, angry German word, they don't hear that ever anywhere else. This is what police dogs do a lot of, is they use German words because then the dog can't get confused. It's only hearing a very specific word that can't be confused with anything else. There's some speculation that this is because of like decades and centuries of Germans training dogs, but I couldn't find any scientific evidence on that, so consider that myth busted. And as far as a virtual happy hour, Brett, hit me up. You know my Gmail. You got my Slack. I got a 6-pack of Westside Hefeweizens up there ready to get cracked. Let's do it, bro. Let's get that virtual happy hour going. And other than that, that's all I got. So thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching all that fun stuff. And we will see you guys next week on This Week in Cincinnati. Bye-bye.